India's cut to goods and services tax rates kicked in today. Expectations are for lower GST rates on everyday goods to translate to an increase in consumer demand. The success of the government's decision, though, hinges on businesses passing on the cuts to consumers. In this next report, we decode how the process of transmission to consumers usually takes time and the real benefits for an average consumer.
Finance Minister announced a slew of reforms to the GST rates after a council discussion on the recommendations from a group of ministers. A CRISIL report shows that the GST rate cuts are said to benefit 11 of the top 30 consumption items. That covers about a third of the monthly spend of an average Indian consumer. These 11 items include essential milk products, automobiles, beauty services and processed foods, which have seen a surge in demand in recent years. The average GST rate will be lower for a majority of food and household items from 11% to 9% from Monday. They will attract either 0% or a 5% tax rate. The middle class is likely to gain the most, given greater tax relief on essentials and lower value items. The GST cut complements the income tax relief announced for this segment in the budget earlier this year. The GST rate has been reduced across all categories of cars. The tax rate for entry-level small cars has been lowered from 29% to 18%. The effective rate on premium cars too will be lower as the compensation cess has been removed. A CRISIL report estimates an 8 to 9% fall in the average prices of the small car segment, a 3.5% fall in mid-sized sports utility vehicles and a 6.7% fall in premium SUVs. The rate on standard two-wheelers has been cut from 28% to 18%, lowering their prices by nearly 8%. The purchase value limit for availing 5% GST on clothing has also been raised to 2,500 rupees. That will provide additional relief for middle-income families. CRISIL noted the differentiation is deliberate. The reforms are designed to give relief on mass consumption goods while shoring up revenues through higher taxes on luxury items. While more than 20% of the consumer price index, the CPI basket is covered by GST cuts. Only 1.2% of goods in the CPI basket face a hike. The share of items with zero GST has risen to 47% from 35.3% previously. The GST reforms come when consumption needs to be supported through tax relief, lower borrowing costs and income tax cuts announced earlier this year. Consumption accounts for 57% of India's GDP. Business Bureau, WION The World.
India enters a new GST era with a simplified tax structure, perfectly timed for the festive season. From electronics and automobiles to hospitality and retail, sectors across the country are already feeling the benefits of lower taxes. Let's now take a look at how cities nationwide are experiencing the buzz of this GST makeover.
33 life-saving drugs are now GST exempt, and a substantial number of medicinal drugs also have a reduced GST of 5% now, down from 12 and 18% before. Now, this is expected to bring a lot of relief to citizens in India, and almost all of this comes into immediate effect. Now, at hospitals, the pharmacies inside them, and even chemists and regular, throughout the day, we've seen this take implementation almost immediately as government oversight bodies have instructed sellers of medicines, including pharmacies and hospitals, to ensure that the medicines are now sold at a reduced price, even if they have not been reflected on the packages of these medicines. The bills still need to reflect the reduced price, including the reduction in the GST rate.
Well, it's not just the industry that's upbeat. Many consumers feel that this GST cut is an early festive gift. With prices of large-screen television screens, air conditioners and dishwashers going down, they feel this is the right time to make the purchase. And the excitement is building as the festive shopping season kicks off.
The new GST rates come into effect starting today, and we are looking at the daily household items have become cheaper. So your food items that you need on a daily basis, on a regular basis, like the butter, ghee, the coffees, the teas, the wheat flour, the Bonvita, and all of those Maggi noodles, even your daily essentials like the toothpaste, toothbrushes, soaps, shampoos have all become cheaper. Now you have to pay literally 5% tax on these items compared to the 18 and 12% earlier.
Across India, the reduced goods and services tax on automobiles and a host of other items, almost 350 plus categories of items, comes into effect today. This is significant for the automotive sector, especially the mid-segment and entry-level segment vehicles, where there is a steep drop, almost from 28% to 18%, a 10% drop in rates of vehicles. This is expected to be a boost for this sector. We spoke to those from automobile showrooms, and they tell us that over the last few weeks, there's been a significant increase, almost a 30% increase in footfalls that they're witnessing. And they say that there's also a great deal of enthusiasm from first-time car buyers.
Stakeholders in Jammu and Kashmir's tourism industry, agriculture and horticulture industry, as well as the handicraft industry, are thrilled with the new GST slab that has been introduced by the Prime Minister yesterday and is being implemented today across the country. Apple growers, carpet and pashmina shawl artisans and tourism stakeholders, including hoteliers, houseboat owners and restaurants in Jammu and Kashmir, have expressed immense relief and optimism following the new reduced GST.